Welcome back to France. In the absence of any Coypus, I thought I'd show you a brief overview of the hardware I'm using. I think the Coypus are a bit shy, they must have been watching YouTube. Here's the setup for the practice range. I'm right next to the chicken run. We even have some chickens. And the target is 65 yards away in that direction. Just about be able to see at the bottom of that oak board there's a target holder and bullet trap. The view from the rifle goes through the hole in the tree right up to the target there. I'll show you that later. In terms of the equipment I use, this is the Zastava CZ99 Precision in 2.2 long rifle. It's got a 24-inch cold hammer forged barrel which seems to be extremely accurate. I've fitted for target shooting a Still No. 3 silencer. It's a French brand, seems to be fairly quiet. On top we have a Hawk Air Max EV, which I think stands for Enhanced View or Extended View, and it's a 3:12 magnification 50mm objective lens telescopic sight. It also has an adjustable objective so you can focus in on your target. One of the things I like about this particular scope is the reticle. It's called a MAP 6 reticle, multiple aim point 6 reticle. You can see that. That's what it looks like at the center of the crosshairs. And by downloading a little piece of software from Hawk Optics and setting in your zero, the type of bullet you're using and your muzzle velocity, it gives you all those different ranges for the different aim points. Extremely handy. The other handy thing I've fitted is this, which is an AccuCover AccuZero scope cover, and that allows you to avoid any parallax or cant where the rifle is leaning to one side or the other, and also makes for quick target acquisition. That is quite a cheap but very effective piece of kit. In terms of ammo, I tend to use Winchester Subsonics, either the Super X or more recently I bought a box of these Subsonics, which are either Super X or something very similar. The bullets in the blue box average about 1071 feet per second at the muzzle, but they do vary by about 30 feet per second up or down, so they're not incredibly accurate, but they're reasonable. These, on the other hand, average 1077 feet per second and only vary by about 9 or 10 feet per second, so I suspect they'll be a bit more precise. I've also tried Remington Subsonics, which I've found to be wildly inaccurate, and I've actually sorted them into different weights because I found that the weights varied from 48.9 grains up to 50.8. That makes a significant difference to the point of impact. So these are just used for plinking, they're not really accurate enough for hunting. I also have a laser rangefinder, cheap and cheerful. Long Ridge pinpoint, does the job, up to 400 yards, gives you the yardage, yards or meters. Very handy in the field. The shooting bench is an old workmate style bench. Folding bench whose top rotted off, so I replaced it with some chipboard, covered it with some padding and some waterproof material. Gives me a nice stable shooting platform. In case you're wondering, the netting is to catch all the empty cartridges. Apart from that, I have a bipod which I use for target shooting. It's a cheap and cheerful airsoft bipod, but pretty stable. At the back I use a bag which is, as you can see, a chopped off leg of a pair of jeans filled with wheat, which we give to the chickens as a treat. So the excuse for this video is that I've just cleaned the rifle, which means the point of impact will have changed. So I'm going to zero the scope again, then I'm going to mount the camera on the camera mount here, which is a hammer camera mount. Simply zips up around the telescopic sight and the camera is mounted here with a standard camera screw. and I'm going to put the camera on that and see if it actually works. Okay, I've got the camera on maximum zoom. You can just see the target in the distance there. Put a 5-round magazine in, round into the chamber. Let's see how the cleaning has affected the point of aim. Those are going a bit low and right, so I may need to adjust the scope, but I'll give it a 5-round group just to make sure. Yep. About 3 inches low and an inch to the right. Same again. Okay, I've adjusted the scope 12 clicks up, 4 clicks to the left. We'll see if that's more where it should be. It's about 1.5 inches high. Needs to come down a few clicks. Okay, let's go and take a look at what the results are. Okay, just to show that there's no YouTube trickery going on, talk amongst yourselves, or count the paces. Okay, so after cleaning the rifle barrel, as you can see, 4 of the shots went down here. First one was about here. After adjusting 12 clicks up, 4 clicks to the left, came in here, dropped it down another 4 clicks, 1 click to the right, and we're just a little bit to the left of the bullseye there. There's a very slight breeze right to left, not enough really to affect the group, I would have thought. So 1 more click to the right should do it. If you're into shooting at home and have bits of old timber floating around, you can make yourself a very useful target holder and bullet trap. The old towel is to stop any lead spattering back onto the target and making extra holes. Simple frame of plywood covering an A4 hole, a couple of bits of bungee cord to hold the A4 targets in place. The important part of the bullet trap is this steel plate, which the previous owners of the house left in the fireplace. They had a fire grate on top of it. That hides a sand trap, which has sand and chunks of rubber in it. Reinforced the sides here with more steel, as the wood was getting chewed away by the spatter coming off the bullets from here. The sand trap stops them dead, very little spatter forwards. There's a 1-inch thick oak backdrop, nice and chunky, and a small stand of elm trees behind, and beyond that an empty farmer's field. So pretty safe shooting position. And backing that a ways is the shooting table and the rifle. 65 yards. Thanks for watching.